and just simply walk off, hoping you'd follow in tow. Introductions can be left at a later date, as can any further questions you may or may not have.
Okay. So here's like slightly uncertainty. Can you just wait a moment? I was sort of like, not leader, but you know, the person who gave tips to the others how to survive another day. I want to like give them a parting gift of sorts or parting words.
Of course.
Yeah, so like 5 to 10 minutes later.
Actually, before going, Moriana would say, you will at some point return to these people if they still live. You are not... or rather, you may still return to these people at some point.
I will mention
if
that.
You live, of course.
Well, I faced prospect of death every day I lived in the slums, so I don't think that will be new for me.
Very well, you have 10 minutes.
Okay, and yeah, some of them look like the hope is taken away from them because he was like their spiritual leader of sorts, or like at least intellectual one. But he uses the tip that he received from you, and he says that he hopefully will be in a place where he will be able to do some good, and when he will return for you, he will be able to help them better. And with that, and he's pretty good orator, realize that he has pretty solid charisma.
Yeah, he's a scholar, so an adept.
Yeah, mostly a scholar. And then he manages before time he approaches you. He looks at you, then looks with there's in his eyes there's a hint of uncertainty when he looks at the others, especially at the assassin who doesn't say anything, but there's obvious distaste on her face if she doesn't have helmet on. But does she have the helmet on? Yeah, she would probably have, so you don't see anything, but I'm saying you as a player that she has a distaste and scowl.
We can feel her disdain.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mariana is very smug behind the helmet because this wouldn't have happened if the Inquisitor was still alive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why
he follows you as you start going towards the ship.
Nice.
There are some patrols, but they kinda look you over, and they decide that they did their. They only maybe there's a checkpoint, so they stop you from, and they don't ask for a ID, but they look you over. Mercenaries.
Yep.
If you see, yeah, there are some strange things going on. If you see somebody suspicious,
yeah, I think we would just say yes. We are mercenaries. We were hired to help put down the rebellion, the incursions that have taken place.
Oh,
something along those lines, I guess.
Good to know. At least planetary governor spends his money well. Bloody fuckers. Move along.
Of course.
Then yeah, mostly unmolested you arrive back at the ship. Also along the way you see some signs of destruction, bodies being covered, and basically services.
To that guy, and Moriana would say, if you do run into any of them yourself, don't forget to burn their bodies. As a kind of, offhanded hint.
Well, you mean those fuckers, those insurrectionists?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, we're going to cremate them either way. That's the usual how people go off when they die. Well, okay.
Just try not to touch them. Oh. Try not to make skin contact.
Yeah, he doesn't have a helmet, so he's raising his eyebrow, he's opens his mouth, closes, and then he thinks, yeah, I don't need to ask about that. Okay, thanks for free info. Move along.
Already going.
And like 20 to half an hour later, because Spire is fucking big, you arrive. And maybe partially because some of the elevators or fast transit in the Spire was not really working properly, you arrive back at the ship. With Captain Kenneth and Rock Trader Maximilian like waiting nearby entrance. And you enter, and they like both look like he salutes. Rock Trader nods, and he says, "I believe everything went according to plan."
Yes. Yes,
Indeed.
it did.
Dominant proved to be more efficient than I'd first thought.
Well, don't know how he did it, but good thing Severan decided to intercept those guys. I didn't want to be in the pincer maneuver, so we started talking with Captain Kenneth how to aid you, but, well, they didn't. They were not required. Anyways.
Oh, don't worry. We have our ways and all that.
Yes, they still require more training until they are to be mobilized against such enemies.
Like, Kenneth still...
I mean, Mariana doesn't mince words, she just bluntly states that.
Yeah, he like doesn't look hurt, he like most like tries to like, he's still serious, but he like gives like a small joke like, "Oh joy, more training."
Oh yes, Captain Kenneth, that reminds me.
Yes, sir.
Come walk with me. There are things we need to talk about. Specifically what time you'll be waking up every morning for PT.
And he's like, "Oh joy," and he like starts walking with you, and like Santis and him go away. And for Maximilian, he's like, before he goes to his quarters, what is our next destination, so I can inform my crew?
Oh, Scintilla.
I believe we were to be headed to Scintilla. That was what our Inquisitor wished for us to do once she was alive.
Oh, and then he like blinks, looks around. Ah, yes. That's a shame, I guess.
We are Inquisition. We face death, or the possibility of it, every day.
I assume Xanthis... Oh, she says to Maximilian, because Xanthis is walking off with Kenneth. Xanthis will organise the meeting between us and Caden in Lyra's stead.
Understood. Do you think... I wonder if I need to prepare some more fancy clothes. Do you think that Lord Inquisitor would require to meet me too? Or rather, would you require me to be at the meeting?
No, we simply need you to drop us off at Scintilla and wait for us in orbit.
Very well. I shall...
Unless we send word that he directly wishes to converse with you otherwise. Which he might.
Of course, I will be prepared for that occasion, just in case.
Very well.
He goes off to inform his crew, and shortly afterwards the ship goes off, and you start your way back to Scintilla, and I'm pretty sure like the travel will take at least several weeks.
Yeah, from the Dominant to...
That's another month, so we have 20,000.
I'm pretty sure at least a month will pass.
Yeah, that's a pretty far way to go.
We are rolling in the geld.
Yeah, at least a month. Okay, but backing up to that, so Kenneth, like, do you talk something specific with Kenneth? Because, like, for now he's still working with you and he's listening very intently.
Don't forget you have a very well-trained stormtrooper. That's probably going to help a lot with their training as well.
Kenneth, my friend, every day you and I are going to do PT together. And I'm going to instruct you in tactics. Many tactics. I'm going to train you, effectively speaking. And let's not forget...
honored, even though I dread the hour of my waking.
Oh, don't worry, Kenneth. You'll be fine. It's when Moriana gets to you that you might need to fear. She's a stormtrooper, after all. And she's going to drill you even harder than I am.
Especially after especially after trying to flirt with her. Shouldn't get drunk.
Oh, yes, but don't worry. I'll give you Cadian training. So, you'll be fine. Oh, yes, and we're going to need to train you against the depredations of the warp. That
joy.
might be interesting.
But
Oh, don't worry.
on one hand, on another, well, but I'm pretty sure this will help me survive. So I know that this training will be necessary. I understand it.
And there's another thing. Oh, yes, leadership skill. You will be trained in all aspects. Leadership skill, survival, willpower against the warp, tactics.
You might want to have him pick out like a couple of his best men to form their command squad as well, until they eventually get more troops to add into their.
Good point.
Squad?
I hadn't thought of that.
Command squad, as in
squad.
he's
Yeah, I understand.
And pick out your, shall we say, 4 best men.
We'll need one designated medic, one for technician shit, and then like stern guard or whatever they would be called.
Let me look up the command squad, because I'm pretty sure there's a very specific breakdown. You're right that there's a medic, there's a tech, there's a...
Pretty sure there's like 2 stern bodyguards or some such.
What was it again?
I mean, I remember how like command squads were looking at like when I was playing Armored Assault. There's definitely like officer, radio operator, medic.
Yeah,
Vox operator. Oh yes, a Vox operator, a medic, someone for ordnance.
That could technically come under the Vox guy as well.
That's really it, because the other ones are kind of like an astropath.
Oh yeah, Psyker. Yeah, we don't have Psykers though. So basically, like Vox, the medic.
We might as well ask. Kenneth, do you have any Psykers under your command?
Now that he like thinks very hard for a moment, actually we do, although he's not greenhorn, but how to say, he's like very early stages of power. At least that's how I understand it.
He's very newly sanctioned.
So basically, have Ignatius train him, man.
He was pretty recent addition.
Excuse me.
Have him report to the Primaris. Yes. Do you have any priests among you?
As a medic, yeah.
Chaplains.
Well, I mean, you say priest, but it's like someone overly zealous that literally knows like the uplifting primer word by word and can spout the fucking. Yeah, I guess that would also work, right?
Yeah, we have one such person.
All right.
The primer says do this,
Before you send the Psyker to the Primaris, I want to see the priest. I want to see the Psyker. Bring me your best ordnance expert, your medic, and a Vox operator. These 5 will form your command squad.
Understood. I will fetch them. I believe we have like a month to train.
Oh, no. Your training lasts for as long as you're aboard this ship.
I meant when it's because we are in the transit, so that's the only he meant. That's the only thing we can do to kill time. So he's up for that, and he knows that the training will be longer. So that's what he meant.
Oh yes, and to your comment, John. Oh yes, Xanthus is giving his best grin the entire time he's saying that. You can basically see the wheels turning in his head. It's like, oh yes, you are not going to like this, but it'll help you survive. So
yeah,
you're gonna deal with it.
He knows he's not gonna like this, but he hopes it will help him survive. By the way, in the book, is there like a basic like stats for like Imperial Guardsmen? Because from there I can like see.
There should be. Hold on,
I'll
give you the page number.
In which he's better, and then you can the training will give him points to attributes and skills.
I'm looking now. One sec.
Somewhere.
It might be in Corvo, but I'm not sure.
I guess at this point Xanthus would go on comms. Oriana.
There's a
Ignatius.
There's a kill squad trooper on page 341, which is basically just a buffed up Imperial citizen. Adds 10 or 15 to various.
Yeah, kill squad trooper, I see him. Yeah, so that will be his baseline. Or rather, that will be baselines for entire squad, and he will get some bonus, and then he will get bonus from your training.
Oh yes, Moriana, Ignatius. We're going to be training these men aboard the ship. Ignatius, I don't suppose I can ask you to train their psyker, can I?
Suppose I can do that.
Excellent! Moriana, you're going to help me train the rest of them. Oh, do you have any experience with demolitions by any chance?
Yes, that whom?
The Moriana.
I remember she had, but when she tried to set up explosives, she rolled a nat 100 that she fake pointed.
Oh dear. He's just trying to see who would be more training who. Obviously, he's giving the psyker to the Primaris. Yes. He can train the medic because he's a master
John, are you with us?
Chirurgeon.
John, you there?
He might be muted. He's always muted.
Or somebody
Johnny
fuck
Waddy.
up, because if you are talking, we don't hear you.
He is in the call, and he's not muted. At least he's not.
No, he isn't muted, is he? He could have just stepped out to go to the restroom.
Possibly. Oh, by
So
the way.
let's hold up just a
Too bad he's not there, or either him or you, because Vermilion also notices a new guest, that homeless former scholar, and he like looks between Morgana and him. And would at that point like Xanthus be close enough, or like he calls through comms? Xanthus, what about that new guest?
Sorry,
okay,
mate.
never mind. So he doesn't ask you. So also before Vermilion goes off, he like looks between you, Moriana, and the former scholar. I assume that's a new guest. Should my crew prepare a quarters for him?
Sorry, what did I miss?
Nothing really. I'll tell you what Xanthus said in a second, but for now, Vermilion wants to know who the homeless man is.
Does he say that in front of everyone, or?
No. Or rather, I believe at this point, like, Kate is her design, so that she just went straight for her quarters to meditate and call herself as seeing her Inquisitor horribly die.
Let me rephrase.
So before you, there's only you, homeless guy, and Vermilion in the closest area that can.
Moriana looks towards the homeless man as to, have him introduce himself, or looks expectantly towards him.
Lord Rogue Trader, is honor to meet you. My name is Benjamin. In previous life, I was a scholar. Until a jealous nobleman and a woman put me in this position. And Vermilion like cracks, like he tries to tell, but when that Benjamin says it, like cracks a dry smile. Say no more. Women are the boss. Like he says something about the woman putting men in position, and then he looks at Moriana. No offense, of course. Of course, the presence companion.
He has a helmet on.
Presence companion, but I'm pretty sure he knows you are female.
No shit. I mean, she's got. I mean, her voice doesn't sound necessarily feminine when it's spoken through the helmet, considering it's distorted, but she has removed it a few times. Yeah, she's quite clearly a female.
And
as well as the armor it's fitted to her frame.
Scholar will say, I might actually have a quarter. Good for you. If you don't have anything to read, I might even throw in some of my personal collection. But if they trust you and welcome you aboard, then I of course welcome you aboard as well. Be my guest. And like he makes like theatrical hand move to like welcome him in, and like he Benjamin nods respectfully and like will go in, but he doesn't step in front of Mariana. He like looks expectantly now at you, like
sure. Mariana
quietly asking if he can go in.
Yeah, Mariana nods with a smile and said, is this directly to his room? Or like how far is the quarters?
Well, this is like a big ship, but I can, to some point I can lead him, and then one of my crewmates will take it from there. But he gives you like location, like it's like in the middle of the ship.
So, yeah, Mariana says you have half an hour to settle into your new room, and then I will come and show you around the rest of the ship and bring you up to detail with regards to what's going on.
And Benjamin, of course, like he looks up and down at like the clothes, who obviously are past their prime. They're more like patches of wool. And of course I will have my crew to drop you some basic things for living and new set of clothes. No thanks needed. And Benjamin just nods, and then when he gives permission he like starts following Vermilion to his quarters. And now Xanthis can repeat what he asked Mariana.
Right. What Xanthus was doing, such saying, was after he, after we, got our 5 command officers, he started saying, okay, I want to see everyone in a assigned space so that I can assign people to be trained by people. Basically, Ignatius will train the psyker. He can train the medic because he's a master chirurgeon. How do you pronounce that word? Chirurgeon, I think.
Who is?
That's Xanthus. He's a master chirurgeon, so he can do that. And he was asking Mariana if she had ordnance training, demolitions, so that she could help.
She has demolitions, yes.
Okay, then he would ask for her to help train the ordnance, the master of ordnance. The priest. We don't really have any priestly people.
No,
so
we don't.
Mariana does. Well, she's not a. I mean, you've seen her flagellate herself. She's very into the whole kind of, emperors.
Does she have Imperial Creed?
And
she can probably teach it them.
Xanthus would vastly prefer you to do it rather than the assassin, so he would ask you to do it. So let's see, Vox operator. Oh, that's who I'm missing. The Vox operator.
I have tech use as well.
Training. I'm about to say you just need to teach him how to do the freaking tech.
Yeah, I have tech use as well. I have tech use and security. Well, I mean security because he'll need to if he needs to make the channel secure or whatever, or
all right. So that's Vox, medic, ordnance, psyker.
So basically, I'm training 3 of them.
Vox, medic. Well, that's all right because Xanthus is the main one training Kenneth. So let's see, Vox, medic, ordnance, psyker, priest. Yes, okay, so we've got everybody. And Kenneth himself, but Xanthus will take him. And there we go. 3, 2, and 1. That's all 6 of them.
And I think at this point, it's like 3 AM here, so I kinda need to end it. But I think that's a good point. And of course, you will get XP.
Before we end it properly, what kind of weapons and armor are these men using? All of the platoon?
I have a feeling it's just generic guard flak and las guns with regular swords and las pistols as well.
Yeah,
really?
that or the kill squad trooper equipment.
Okay, so... Oh yes, and Kenneth. Inform your men. As soon as we get to Centilla, I'm getting all of you hell guns. And better armor.
He like sputters. I'm pretty sure maybe you have, but we don't have that kind of money.
Who said anything about you paying for it?
I understand. And there is like almost like he tries to hold back the giddiness of having a tool of better destruction to kill enemies. He's a soldier at heart, so he likes getting a new shiny toy.
Oh no, y'all are my boys. I am keeping y'all as equipped as possible.
Okay, so with that, can we end properly?
Yes.
Better armor absorbs more.
Okay, so basically, because you've gathered up... of course you also found in that back rooms, because I completely forgot about that, you obviously also found the last part of the map.
Oh wow, we forgot about that.
Yeah,
I know Mariana has one of them.
you got all of them, you also beat Daemonhost, you destroyed basically a main cell on Ohm's World, you completed major part of the story, so
Well, that and we essentially got rid of the corruption on Ohm's World as well.
each and every one of you for this and previous session gets 2200 XP.
Oh, delicious.
Num 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 num.
Look at all that glorious experience.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that?
I
Heresy.
don't know if that gives you another point of influence. It's I think it got it's per 1000 XP gain, so you get 2 more influence points.
Oh,
Cool.
really quick. I didn't claim this last time, but I need to go ahead and claim this time. I have... Damn it, what is it called? Give me one sec. I have Watched from on high. So whenever we gain influence, we add +1 to the influence. So we basically gain 2 influence per every 1. So we actually gain 4 influence.
But because the math would be fucked, so now that you remember, then from there on we will be claiming that the previous ones you get influences normally. I'm not gonna retcon that.
Oh, I know. That's what I was trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to claim it for the previous ones,
Okay.
just on this one.
Okay.